You may think I'm lying. I'm not. You may think I'm in mountains of debt. I've got no debt whatsoever. You may think that I must be crazy. Well, let's wait to the end of the video on that one. So the question you must be asking yourself is why on earth at 21 years old would I choose to have 19 credit cards? I'm not talking about 19 cards if you include people adding me as authorized users. I'm talking about 19 of my own credit cards that I applied for in my own name. Sorry, quick correction. This is 17 credit cards I'm holding here. I'm waiting on my last 2 in the mail to be delivered. Regardless, why on earth would I choose to have more credit cards at the age of 21 than what many people would have in their entire life? We're gonna talk all about that in this video. I'm gonna explain first why I choose to have so many credit cards, and second, how I've been able to get so many credit cards at such a young age. Typically, banks would be spooked if you apply for so many cards in such a quick time, but if you understand their rules and follow them, it's actually not too difficult. Now, before we get started, I do have to warn you that while you might think I'm crazy for having 19 credit cards, do you know what's crazier? Not hitting the like button on this video and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Join our Discord down below. I hold one-on-one credit card strategy appointments with anyone that wants to hold them. Sign up in the link in the description. With that out of the way, let's now talk about specifically why I've chosen to have such a significant number of credit cards. A little backstory about myself. I'm someone that's really obsessed with traveling, like borderline addicted to traveling. When I was in high school during my senior year, I would sit in my computer science class, Googling Disney World hotels, Bali hotels, places that I really wanted to go, but just couldn't afford them yet. Not only do I have a large interest in traveling, I'm specifically interested in luxury traveling. So 5-star hotels, nice flights, stuff like that. I don't just want to travel, I want to travel in style. And if there's anything I want you to take away from this video, I want it to be this. The most powerful tool on the planet for anyone that is interested in traveling of any sort, whether it be budget, luxury, domestic, international, any type of travel. The most powerful tool is the United States credit card market. Credit cards in the United States can be so good that their sign-up bonuses can easily provide several thousand, if not tens of thousands of dollars in value. And if you think I'm exaggerating here or lying, let me give you an example. Last year, my girlfriend signed up for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is a pretty popular standard travel card. Just the sign-up bonus on that card alone paid for the entirety of my $10,000 trip to Alila Ventana Big Sur. Now you're thinking, Sean, there's no way that a 3-night trip at Alila Ventana Big Sur costs $10,000. And to that, I would say, Google that place, check the rates, they're very high. If you want to see a video about that place and how you can stay there entirely for free as well, please let me know in the comments down below. That's an example of exactly why I choose to hold these cards. Every card I choose to get nowadays, I want it to be able to provide at least several thousands of dollars of value. Not all of the trips and travel credit and all that is going to be free, but it's going to be heavily discounted. As an example of that, I booked an 8-night stay in the Cayman Islands at a resort that cost $1,700 a night normally, and I paid less than $250 a night. This place is the Kimpton Grand Cayman Seafire Resort. It's actually mind-blowing what you can achieve with the right credit card and the right research. It's not insanely easy necessarily. Like, I do a lot of time and studying on this stuff. I think you can tell from the channel. But what's so cool about it, it allows me to do things I otherwise would not be able to do. There's no way I could afford an around-the-world trip in business class going to the Maldives and Dubai and Japan and Singapore, but by understanding the way credit cards work and the points and miles game, it becomes rather affordable. Now I need to address some of your concerns. You're probably thinking, okay, I must pay a ton in annual fees. I must be spending a ton of money to get these points, stuff like that. And well, you are right to a degree. I do have to spend quite a bit of money to reach these sign-up bonuses. Usually the bonuses on the cards that I get require you to spend, let's say, $4,000 to $6,000 in a 3-month period. Now, I don't spend $4,000 to $6,000 in a 3-month period, or at least not really. In terms of personal expenses, it's nowhere near that, but I have a special trick up my sleeve. See, I go to school in the Bay Area, and if you know anything about the Bay Area, is that the rent is rather expensive. And because my roommates are cool with it, they let me run my rent through the credit cards, which allows me to reach pretty much any sign-up bonus I want, because again, Bay Area rent will kill you. Yes, I do pay a small transaction fee, but given the bonuses I'm able to reach, that is small peanuts. I'm willing to pay $100 for $3,000 in travel value. It doesn't make sense for everyone, but as you can clearly tell from this video and the places I like to go, I'm very passionate about travel. So spending that small amount of money to attain something normally completely impossible to do is absolutely worth it to me. Now, what about annual fees? Annual fees are a very interesting thing. Most people are scared to death of credit card annual fees. Well, some people absolutely love them. Why would you love annual fees? What's so fun about paying hundreds of dollars a year just to have a piece of plastic? See, what's so cool about annual fee cards is they can provide more value than what you pay in the fee. Let's say I'm going to go stay at a hotel that would have cost $500. I'm fine paying $95 for a card that gives me a night at that $500 hotel. By paying the annual fee on many popular credit cards, you are able to attain something such as a hotel free night certificate, which will have value significantly greater than the annual fee. I think one of the easiest examples of this is the World of Hyatt card. It's a $95 annual fee, but the free night you get every year from it is worth significantly over $95. For me personally, it's probably worth about $300. So even though I have quite a few annual fee cards, and I do pay quite a bit in annual fees, I've spec'd heavily into the keeper class of credit cards. You might also hear these referred to as the sock drawer cards. These are like the dividend stock cards of the credit card world, where you pay a preset annual fee, whether it be $95, $200, $450, whatever it is, and year after year, you're getting something in value that is hopefully significantly more valuable than what you paid in the annual fee. And for me, this is what kind of makes up my travel budget. I would much rather pay, let's say, $500 for 5 hotel credit cards, which all give me a free night, compared with, let's say, paying $500 for 2 nights if I'm lucky at equivalent hotels. And if the cards ever don't work out, and let's say I'm not able to get the value back, I could always either cancel them, downgrade them, stuff like that. So it's not like you're actually locked into it. It's not a timeshare or anything of that sort. So I think that's really the gist of why I have so many credit cards. Each one is pretty much able to provide continuing value year after year to me. I pay the annual fee, I get more back from it. It's kind of like a little dividend for my travel budget. It doesn't make sense for everyone. You gotta do your own math, you gotta figure out your situation, you gotta figure out what's gonna work for you. But for me, this absolutely makes sense. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Let's move on. I've explained why I have so many cards. Now let's explain how I've been able to get them in such a short period of time. So right now I am 21 years old. I'm gonna turn 22 in a couple months, which is kind of why I'm making the video now, so I can put I'm 21 in the title, but still pretty young to hold 19 credit cards. So how did I actually do it? Rule 1 of the credit card game, start early. My biggest regret in the entirety of this points and miles and credit card game was that I started when I was 19 years old. Why is that my biggest regret? Because I could have started when I was 18. If you are 18 or older and you don't have any kind of credit history, you should be going out to get a personal card now. Assuming, of course, you can handle the responsibility of a credit card and all that. Assuming you can do that, you want to start building your credit history as early as possible. So I started when I was 19. We got almost 3 years of credit history in my name. The second key to my success here was applying to credit cards in bursts. Because the thing you gotta understand is that young accounts on your credit report spook lenders. If I just open 2 credit cards and I try to go to another company and open a new one, they're gonna say, wait a second, you just opened those other 2. Why are you trying to get more credit so quickly? We're a little spooked, we're not gonna give you our card. So if you constantly have new accounts in, let's say, the last 2 months on your report, you're gonna find it more difficult to be approved for cards. However, if you're able to successfully open cards in bursts at a time, let's say you apply for 2 or 3 cards on a given day, but then you wait 4 months, the next round of applications, they will see that you haven't opened cards in 4, 5, 6 months, as opposed to, oh, you just opened one last month. Now, there's a whole other issue of when you apply for cards, you receive what's called a hard inquiry, which basically tells other banks, hey, this person just applied for some type of credit. So you do have to deal with that and banks not liking that, but there's a whole other game and science to that. That's the thing for another video. And the final key to why I was able to get all these cards is business credit cards. Now, to hold a business card, you might think that you need to be the CEO of some $10 million company with a bunch of employees and all that, but in reality, pretty much anyone can get a business card. Whether you do DoorDash, Uber Eats, you sell stuff on eBay, you tutor people, any kind of venture where you're hoping to make a profit can count for a business credit card. It's called a sole proprietorship. I recommend looking into it, but the bottom line, pretty much anyone can get business credit cards. And the absolute beauty of a business credit card is it doesn't show up on your personal credit report, usually. They do check your personal credit history to approve you for the card. However, beyond that, it's never there. So let's say I go open 10 business credit cards today. Other than the hard inquiries I will receive, those don't show up on my report. So let's say I then go apply for another personal credit card today from a different bank. That other bank has no clue of those business credit cards. So it's not going to hurt your chance of approval by having a bunch of business credit cards open, except of course for the hard inquiries that you receive on applying and all that. So start early, apply in bursts, business credit cards. Those are the three main ways I was able to achieve having so many credit cards. You know, you might think I'm trying to skirt around the rules or doing something shady or anything like that, but it's actually the exact opposite. I need to understand the bank rules and application policies the best that I can to have a maximum chance of approval. If you're in violation of some rules such as Chase 524, you're not getting the card you applied for. Understanding the rules and following them is critical. Now, if you're going to go set out on your journey of getting good credit history and being able to have these credit cards that can provide you significant travel value, I want you to understand that even though I have all this credit line, I pay off my cards in full every month, no exceptions. I've paid $0 and 0 cents in interest throughout my credit history. The interest will absolutely outweigh any type of rewards you get. It's not worth it if you cannot pay off your cards in full. If you want to get started on your credit card journey and you want to be able to travel around the world at significant discounts, then be sure to check out our Discord down below. And also, you might want to take a look at the course that I taught at UC Berkeley, which I made completely from scratch, about how to get started with credit cards and exactly the steps you need to take. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.